Hello, I'm Alan. Welcome back to the Guitar Shack. So today I'm going to talk to you again about Telecasters, and the good news is that today I'm not talking about any black ones, although I have actually just bought another black one which is be winging its way to me shortly. So I may be talking about black ones again in the future. But I've got a few Tele projects on the go at the moment. And then this one, this is an actual complete Telecaster. I've just taken the neck off it for convenience. So this is a 2013 Arctic White MIM, and it's completely standard MIM, apart from the Goto bridge, which is a nice bit of kit. It's got the original pickups, the original wiring, and it's in really good condition, apart from the fact that it had a bunch of chips around the edge of the body. So I'm not really experienced in doing a lot with bodies, so I thought I would challenge myself to see whether I can improve it by drop filling it and then wet sanding it and then polishing it up. So that's in progress at the moment. I'm building it up slowly, layer by layer in the chips, and it does seem to be making it nicer. Now it's a 11-year-old body, so actually it's aged slightly, so the drop filled colour won't actually match completely. But I think that's fine because you'll be able to see that there is a slight colour discoloration without it looking as if I'm trying too hard to hide it. But it'll still be a nice, neat Telecaster. It's got a bit of fretware that neck, so I'll be doing a level crown and polish on that, and then this will be going back together in its completely standard format. I'll be putting a standard bridge back on it, which I have, and then that'll be going in the Reverb Shop in the next week or so. So a quick look inside, you can see the standard Fender wiring and the code. In the neck pocket you can see the code for July 2013, so that's all correct, and then you've got the same on the heel of the neck, so that's correct too. You've got the serial on the back and the standard tuners, and then from the Fender website you've got a serial number check correct. You can see it's maple fingerboard Arctic White. So here's a look under the hood Arctic of White, this 2013 Arctic White Telecaster. So I've done the neck, level crown and polish. I've just been doing some body work. It was quite chipped around the edges, so what I've been doing is just drop filling it and building it up over a period of time, just to tidy it up, and I'm then going to polish that in so it matches. I mean, it won't match from a colour point of view because the body has changed and yellowed over the 10 years. It is the correct paint code, but it'll look a lot better and it'll look a lot smarter. And then over time, this, because it will polish up so that it's all under the same gloss finish, then it'll fade away, so it looks a lot better. And then I'm just sort of giving it a general, because it's a white body, I'm just going to give it a general cut and polish, and then get it all back together. So standard electronics, completely standard this one. It's got standard pickups, and I've got 6 saddle bridge to go back on, and then the neck. So all nice and glossy. You can, as I say, you're never going to hide the fact that it's had some drop filling done. I will give these an extra couple of coats of polish just to gloss them up a little bit more, but really they fade in quite nicely. You've got those basically all round the body really, so what marks I could get off, I have got off. Some it's definitely not coming out, that's there, but it's miles better than it was when I brought it in. So this is the loaded body back together. So the bodywork repairs are done. So I've drop filled all the chips all the way around. Not invisibly because you can't really achieve that, but certainly I've filled them to the right level with the right colour of paint, although the paint match is slightly off because this body has yellowed a bit from the original Arctic White. But all the edges are level. I've wet sanded everything back, and then I've buffed it out with polishing compound. So I'm now just going to give it a good coat of wax, and then it's ready to go back together. So this is pretty well restored, I would say. I mean, it's not a new guitar, it's not going to look like a completely new guitar, but it looks infinitely better than it did when I got it. And just giving it a bit of a new lease of life, and that's what we're trying to achieve. As with any sort of, I suppose you call it a restoration really, but you know, trying to be sympathetic to the life that the guitar has had. You're not trying to hide the fact that it's, you know, it's lived a life, but we want to get it back to being as good condition as it can be. And I think it's a very pretty guitar once I get the neck back on it and get it, which will be the next step. So I'll finish doing this, I'll do the back, and then I'll get it back together and get it set up, and then good to go. So all these edges were a lot more chipped and abraded, and you can, you know, there's still marks on them, there's still bits where the paint has split, there's still bits where you can see slightly discoloration, and you know, still a slight bit of slightly different level between some of the new paint and the old, but it's a million times better than it was, and it looks very respectable and certainly perfectly good for a 11-year-old guitar. So I'm very pleased with this, even if I do say so myself. So you can, you know, you can see the edges. I'm not trying to hide anything here, but so there's about 7 or 8 what were quite big chunks of missing paint down to the bare wood, which are now gone. And there we go. So I'll get this reassembled, get the neck back on and get it strung up. Well, reassemble the bridge first, obviously. And then we'll show the final result. Now, as you can see, this Telecaster has got the usual finish crack at the corner of the neck pocket, which is completely standard on this age of Telecaster, and as you can see, it doesn't extend anywhere inside the neck pocket, which is what you would expect. I mean, these are basically stress fractures that are caused by the fact that the neck itself, or the fit of the neck itself, is nice and snug, but you can see inside, so be reassured that these are finish cracks only. And here's just a quick set of close-ups of the whole guitar. It's all ready to go back on. So chipping the finish there. Most of the rest of them were a bit more able to be addressed than that one. This is, so you can see the neck has been levelled, crowned and polished, so frets are all good. It's a completely standard 2013 Arctic White. And again, you can see around the edges of the body where there's been some repairs. All the chips are pretty well masked. You see a little bit of the difference in the paint colour there, but it's a million times better than it was. So I'm going to get that strung up and set up.
So a quick overview of the setup process. So this one's now done. I'm very pleased with how this one's come out. It was started off as a nice Tele with a few chips. It's now an even nicer Tele with very few chips, and I think it's a really nice example. I like the fact it's completely standard, which isn't always the case with Teles. And the original MIM pickups are really nice and full and warm sounding, so I like this one a lot. It's going to be listed on my Reverb store in the next few days. If you are interested in it, then either have a look at it on there or drop me a line. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you back here in the shack soon. Cheers.